Hawxx, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. It is an absolute pleasure. So first things first, last night of the tour, how are you feeling?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
I don't know, I'm going to miss it.
We're excited because it's the last show. And part of us is kind of missing the comfy beds and the comfy life, because touring is intense on the body, on the mind. But there's such a buzz before you get on stage, and it's a lifestyle that's easy to miss when you go back to normal life, I think. And we do enjoy spending time with each other. Like we haven't killed each other. We've been together 3 weeks on the road, so that's quite an accomplishment.
In a tin can van, yeah.
Anytime you get through a tour, it always feels like an accomplishment, but of course it's not your first rodeo. And how's the tour been overall? Obviously alongside Halocene and Lauren Bebick. Has any particular show stood out?
Paris.
Okay.
Paris was
Complete
insane.
unexpected.
It was like a Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
And we thought, Paris, I don't think it's known for like metal, or I might be wrong, but it was just mental. We loved it.
Just super energetic crowd, super into it.
Very giving crowd.
Yeah.
That's what makes the show magic, is when it's like this give and take and you're in it together, and it's not like we're here to do a thing and you're here to watch us do it. It's like, no, this is a collective experience, and it's chaotic and amazing. And
did you find that across the entire tour, that the reaction to you, because of course being the first band on, you want to get bodies in the venue. It doesn't always happen, unfortunately. That there were a lot of people turning up. It was a lot of energy for you. People seemed to know who you were.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that turned up.
it was packed every
always
time.
packed. Yeah. There didn't seem to be like people kind of coming in halfway through. Like people wanted the whole night of entertainment, which is really good. We had a lot of people coming up to us and said, "Oh, I've never heard of you before, but like, oh my god, and this is such an experience." And so I think we won a lot of people over, maybe not necessarily knowing what they were going to get, which I like as well as a fan. I like kind of experiencing and having a surprise.
It's the goal really as well, isn't it? Ultimately go to a city and hopefully walk out with brand new fans, and the next time they come and they bring more people, and fingers crossed that this keeps growing from there. Expectations or demands from London tonight. What do we have to give you for you to walk away satisfied?
Energy,
Yeah.
everything. You play gigs where sometimes you feel like you're giving more than taking, and it's not an equal exchange. Luckily, there haven't been many of them in our life as Hawxx, but we have experienced them, of course. So it would be great to get the energy from the crowd and get the exchange and get that enthusiasm and participation. When you tell the crowd, clap those hands, like give us those, whoa, sing with us. It's nice when that works and the relationship is there, and you can trust each other to have a good time and sort of go through the set together, rather than us doing the thing and perform and not get much back. It's just energy at the end of the day. So
You got faith in London, right? You know the city, right?
Yeah.
My mum's coming, and my mum, because she lives in Greece, she hasn't seen us play since 2019, and that feels like quite a big deal for me. I hope she likes it.
It's going to be emotional, amazing.
Yeah.
Overall, talking about touring with Hawxx, how do you make it as comfortable as possible? Because you said yourself at the start, it can be a drag. How do you make it as comfortable as possible?
Your blanket was good.
We had
really blanket.
We screamed a lot in the van on the way here, like real pained bellowing.
Yeah.
And that felt amazing, because everything of tour feels very confined and contorted and everything. It's not like the only time you get spread out is on stage, and so to be able to just voice some of that contortion and let it out, that was really good.
Yeah.
It was quite disturbing, but yeah, it was good.
Very freeing.
Yeah.
Would you like to?
you demonstrate.
Yeah. It's not often.
Should we do a collective one? You can join us. 3, 2. Sorry.
Yeah, that record levels. I love it.
Yeah.
It has been an incredible year for you. So many highlights. Download, touring with Tremonti across Europe, endorsements, awards, and of course the release of the debut album Earth, Spit, Blood and Bones. Not too shabby, I reckon. What are some of your particular highlights of 2023?
2023, well, the release of the album, I mean, that's a big one, first child,
getting a vinyl pressed of the album.
Getting the vinyl,
That's
that's
a
cool.
big moment.
It just seems so legit now.
It's proper.
Having an album.
Download Festival was awesome.
Mm.
Loved that.
Insane.
Mm.
But also the video for Death Makes Sisters, I would say.
Oh yeah.
It was, I think it's our most powerful video. We got all these people involved, women, non-binary, and it's such a powerful video. You have to go and watch it. It's on YouTube. Death Makes Sisters also, and I don't want to spoil it, but we built something together, and then at the end of the video you can see there's like an aerial shot of what we built together, showing the title of the song, and it's really, really powerful. And we got some of that energy as well from these shows during the tour. You know, the people who come to us after the gig and talk to us. Sometimes I think, oh, you should have in the video. You would have enjoyed it. It's the same family.
The video is incredible. I know some familiar faces in those of those people. It is an incredible video. So yeah, if anyone hasn't seen it, do check it out. Absolutely. Have you been surprised by the boom year that has been 2023? That's I think the right word for it. A boom year for Hawxx.
Has it been
Surprise. That's a very interesting question.
Yeah.
I mean, we all expect the best because we think if we just keep trying our absolute best and keep just doing what we're doing, we hope that eventually it will just grow.
Yeah, I guess when you're in it sort of day in, day out, it's hard to take perspective. Maybe at the end of the year, we'll kind of look back and be like, oh, actually we did this and this and this.
Yeah.
But it seems you're just kind of taking it one step at a time when you're in it. So it's hard to get the kind of the big picture.
Yeah,
I think
totally.
like each phase just becomes normal. But then if you look back, you are like, wow, we were just like playing to like 10 people down at Fiddler's Elbow like not that long ago.
That is true.
But then we're sort of consistently like relentlessly humbled because we'll have like £2 in the bank account and then so it's sometimes it doesn't feel very boomy. And then other times it's like, oh my god, we just played Download, this is like a life dream. So yeah, it swings and roundabouts still.
Long may it continue, right? What is it about Hawxx, do you think, that is connecting to so many people?
I think it's that we come as we are and we're real people, but also I think we're real people with a clear mission and, inclusivity and transformation and collective joy, collective rage. I think we know what we want to put out there, and every gig is like another world we're creating, and I think people feel that because we've had some really like special responses after shows, like really kind of, I think we've been unlocking some things in people. There's been some real like, I just needed that and I just felt so seen and I felt heard and like I've been hiding myself and now I feel like I can be out there in the open. And I think that like that's just something that metal needs, is that like we've always said that like metal, it is the music of like the rebel and the outcast and everything, but like through being that has become like quite a traditional specific thing, for men in the pit, big guys, like, and so a lot of people feel sidelined, but like that intensity can be channeled into feminist rage, it can be channeled into queer rage and queer joy and liberation and just like, I want to be seen for who I am on the inside and just manifest that on the outside. And I think like, if we can make people feel that, that's just the best thing in the world.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, we all get so emotional when someone comes up to us and is like, oh my god, I feel like I can be myself now. Like, and it's just like, what? But that's, now that we've heard that, we're like, wow, this is what we need to do. Like,
literally 2 occasions have been like crying at the merch stand with things people have said. Just like, it's been really intense.
I think it tested our professionalism in a way, because there was one particular occasion where we just burst into tears because there was such an intense emotional exchange with this person who came up to us, and then 2 seconds later, there was no time for that because someone came up to us and said, can we have a picture? I'm like, yeah, of course you can have a picture, and then you compose yourself in like,
Yeah,
we are-
just
we are
2
working.
seconds. Yeah,
you
just
can't
need
go
to-
to that place.
Yeah,
You go to that place for a little bit, but then you have to come back to the present and be like, no, we have to be strong.
Yeah.
And then deal with it later, kind of thing. But it's hard.
But you don't forget those things. Like, I think I'll remember some of the stories that people have shared with us for possibly forever. I know it's a bit cliche, but it's true. It's big stuff that people deal with.
It's incredible. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine what it was like. I simply can't. Lost for words here, almost now. Okay. I'd make the argument that you've not experienced a full Hawxx experience until you've seen you guys play live alongside the record. Is that a fair summation?
Of course.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Even for us, I think, when we were writing a lot, or if it's been a while since a gig, it's like, and then we get back on stage and everything makes sense again. We're like, it's this though. It's the live experience. It's releasing all of those emotions live. It's that kind of cathartic, screams.
We're a complicated band.
We let it out on stage.
There's a lot going on, but somehow like the stage, it like funnels everything into this thing that is just like ridiculous and powerful and hilarious and like
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
But it all makes so much more sense, if that's the right word to use. Your message is clear. You can read about it on the website. You can follow you on Facebook, watch your videos and all this stuff, and you can learn a lot about you. But then taking that and adding it to the live show and seeing a little bit more to chaos in that regard, it feels like that's the full picture. And for me, it feels like what you're doing is beneficial to the scene. And you talked about that the treatment of women, transgender, non-binary, other minorities. Because it's such a mess, and it has been a mess for a long time. While there are things that are improving, it's a long, long way to go. Do you see yourselves improvements anywhere?
On the scene in general?
Yeah, in general, yeah.
Starting to happen, I think.
Yeah.
There are some amazing bands out there, like, Pupil Slicer and Witch Fever, Thou. I think that there is a good queer scene on the fringes, but it would be nice to see that come more into the centre.
What more needs to be done, in your opinion? Not just to encourage anyone and everyone to find their place within the rock and metal scene, but to see it as a safe space.
I think it's the responsibility of artists to hold that space and create that space. And because, an audience will feel what is coming from the stage. And I think if we want to see the change, we are the ones that need to hold that. It's our responsibility, and that's a hard thing to do, definitely. And we're still figuring it out, with every show.
But the moment a band becomes political and starts voicing opinions, it's a risk that the band takes, of course, because we all know that the moment you take a side, you are potentially not appealing to a large number of people. But how can you not, is the question. I really don't understand how bands can just be completely neutral and never be political. Everything is political. You need to have strong opinions about certain things, because if you don't, then you're potentially on the wrong side. If you don't voice your support for minorities, for example, whose side are you on? So I think it's a responsibility, like you said, that bands have to do that, and we are doing that. I think it's important to talk to the uncomfortable conversations as well, and to welcome any uncomfortable questions and stuff. I think it's important to go there, and things will hopefully keep improving, but it's a slow up and down sort of progress. It's not like a straight line upwards or anything like that. It will take some time for sure.
And we don't have all the answers as well. Like, we're figuring it out, and we're just trying to set a certain tone at our gigs to kind of promote our message and that inclusivity. But I mean, it's a stepping stone. We're figuring it out. We're kind of navigating it, and hopefully we'll get there.
Hopefully, yes. We all will get there. How do you deal with cynicism when it comes to the statements and the beliefs and what you want to encourage?
It's just so nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, if there hasn't been a lot of cynicism, to be fair.
Good.
But like, if there has been, it feels incredibly unfounded, and like someone's just a bit irritated that maybe they might not be feeling so relevant right now. And so like, I think it's really water off a Hawxx's back.
Yeah. I think we just laugh at some of it.
Yeah.
We haven't had much, but when we do, it's just, you read it to anyone and most people think, well, that sounds a bit, he's just a bit ignorant.
Because the thing is, we're not doing something that's just like extreme radical, you know. It's actually like, we just want women and queer people to feel safe at gigs and feel seen at gigs, because that's what we are. Like, you know,
if someone is against that, I mean, how can you even take that serious? That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Your problem, mate.
Or they'll say like, oh, it's not very fun, is it? It's not very fun. I was like, well, not everything has to be fun. And the songs are still amazing. You know, the songs hold their own. You don't have to take a political message away from it. They're still amazing songs.
Yeah, you can rock out to them, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you can take it or you can leave it, I suppose. But I mean, to be like, oh, that message isn't very fun. It's just.
And the thing is, we are also so fun.
It's very condescending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, talking of which then, I'll jump to the last one. December, festive period. What does a Hawxx Christmas look like?
When I say rubber band, you say bam! Rubber band! Rubber band! That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like,
Yeah, rubber pumping all the way to January.
All over the
Rubber pumping all over the shop.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. It's been an absolute pleasure.
You're so welcome. Good to chat.
Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website, where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at gbhbl. Just search for gbhbl and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.